Good morning and welcome to another video on the Global Titan. Ladies and gentlemen, and my fellow Titans, business enthusiasts and tech trailblazers, welcome to the exhilarating journey into the world of enterprise resource softwares, basically, or ERP softwares for short. You've heard whispers of it in corporate hallways, seen its name on IT dashboards, and maybe even uttered the acronym in meeting. But what exactly is ERP software? And why is it the silent superhero of businesses worldwide? Let's dive in. Before that, please like and subscribe to support our channel. And with that, let's move into the big reveal. What is the ERP software? Imagine your business is a symphony orchestra. You have violins, which is sales, the percussion, which is logistics, the flutes, which is human resources, and piano, which is finance. Beautiful music happens only when they play in harmony, right? Well, ERP, or Enterprise Resource Planning Software, is the maestro of orchestrating this harmony. It's a suite of integrated applications that help businesses manage core processes seamlessly. From inventory management to payroll, ERP softwares ensure every department communicates effectively, shares data, and works together like a well-oiled machine. Think of it as the nervous system of your organization, keeping everything connected and running smoothly. So, now that we understand what exactly an ERP is, let's focus on the evolution pathway, how it developed from paper to the pixels that we use in ERP softwares today. So once upon a time, businesses relied on spreadsheets, sticky notes, and elbow grease to stay organized. Enter the 1990s, the digital revolution gave rise to ERP software. Suddenly, companies could automate processes, reduce errors, and scale their operations much faster. But ERP didn't stop there. Today, with the power of cloud computing and AI, it's smarter, faster, and more accessible than ever. From startups to global giants, businesses of all sizes are reaping the rewards of ERP. So, why should you care about working with an ERP software? Let's talk benefits, shall we? Number one, you get streamlined operations. No more duplicate data entries or siloed departments. ERP brings everyone into the same page. What do we mean by streamlined departments? So initially, one of the major challenges with businesses was the data of each department was in a silo. By silo, I mean that they were separated by only accessible by people within the same department, because those servers were only for that department. And that created problems in business operations. So duplicate data entries or siloed departments, all of this was resolved by enterprise resource planning softwares, which provided utilities, data storage, cloud solutions, everything needed to make sure that the business is able to operate as smoothly as possible, as well as set up permissions for people who can access and who can't access data. And these permissions didn't rely on whether someone was from the department or not, or rather whether someone should have access to that information or not. Number two, it gives us real-time insights. Want to know how your business is doing? Dashboards give you the data in real time. It's like having X-ray vision for your company. Let's break that down a little bit. So your company is collecting data from multiple sources. Real-time sales data, right? They're collecting sales data, they're collecting revenue data, they're collecting expenses data, everything. So the issue with previously was that this data was not real-time, and this data was usually compiled at the end of the financial year or end of the quarter if you were being very, very efficient as a company. But what the issue with that is that people did not realize we were going off targets, off budget, of anything until the end of that period when the data was compiled. With ERP softwares, this data is compiled real time, and people or company managers can easily pick up these statistics on their dashboard and see exactly where they're going. And if they're veering off their targets or going away from those targets, they can take immediate correctment action instead of waiting for the end of the quarter before when they see data and see that they veered off data, so they need to correct something to move towards the next term's targets to be more efficient. So this basically helped them make businesses more efficient. Number three, we have cost savings. Sure, ERP is a very major investment for a business, but it's one that pays for itself by cutting down inefficiencies and boosting productivity. So usually ERPs are expensive for big companies, or even smaller companies. For within their budget, they seems a little bit pricey, but they pay for themselves. Why? So when we talked about the earlier streamlined operations or real-time insights, companies like Microsoft and these big corporations who have developed ERP softwares, they're adding multiple utilities that businesses might need, right? So the ERP software is pretty much has a lot of things on the computing side that a business might need to use. So that helps you save costs and overall cut down inefficiency and increase productivity basically. So the benefits of ERPs, as mentioned in the real-time insights, where you can see you can see if the business is veering off target and correct them. So at the end of the quarter, when everything is done, you don't do post-correctment, you do pre-correctment or real-time correctment when the problem is rising. All of these add to cost savings that cannot be compared to the investment that is made in an ERP. Number 4, we have scalability. So whether you're running a 2-person startup or a multinational corporation, ERP grows with you. So all of these ERPs depend upon the size of your company, right? You need 1 account, 2 accounts, so on and so forth. All of this depends on the size of your company. So whether you're a startup or a multinational, you can use an ERP according to what you need and the size you need. You can also select the utilities that you might need and your or add-ons that you might need. So big company might need a lot more services and utilities, while a startup might need just a few core basic essentials. So all of this helps in the scalability aspect of an ERP. So last point is number 5, which is compliance made easy. Basically, compliance made easy. So basically, ERPs are updated with regulation and standards that a company might need to fill basically in their market, right? So when a company is in a business, let's say a regulated business, the ERP keeps track of the new regulations and standards that are being updated to help you make sure that your company is complying and raise a flag when it realizes that you are probably not meeting a certain standard. So you can again take corrective measures to move forward with that. So with that, let's move on to the next section, which is what are some of the real life titans who are using ERP today. So are you curious about who's on the ERP bandwagon? Which are the companies that are using ERP? Let's name drop some of the global titans that actually use ERPs. So Amazon handles its mind-boggling logistics with ERP systems. With Amazon, you should realize at this point that they're delivering to millions of homes and hundreds of millions of orders every single hour. Like, there's so much volume of logistics that Amazon needs to handle, and all of that is done with the power of ERP systems. Then we have Toyota. It optimizes its manufacturing processes and supply chains with precision. So Toyota is a company that sells in almost 70-80% of the countries in the world. And it is able to do that and manage its supply chain, production processes in each of the country and its inventory in each of these countries through its effective use of ERP software. And then we have Nike. It runs everything from inventory to customer services with ERP. You can see exactly how many shops it has in the US, how many shops it has in the Europe, and how many shops it has globally, and how it manages those inventories all across the world, and production of all that all the demand that it might get. All of that is again done with the power of ERP softwares. So you need to realize that if it works for these giants, it's safe to say it can work for you too. So in next section, we'll just debunk some of the myths surrounding ERPs. That one of the biggest one of which is it's just for big businesses. Nope, you're wrong. It's not just for big businesses. You might be thinking, ERP sounds great, but isn't it just $1 billion for billion-dollar companies? Not anymore. Thanks to affordable cloud-based solutions, even small, medium-sized business can harness the power of ERPs. From retail shops tracking inventory to non-profits managing donations, ERP adapts to any industry of any size. Let's move on and discuss some of the more examples of the popular ERP software that's available in the market today. There's no shortage of options when it comes to ERP systems. So if you're worried about cost, you can, bargain hunt all of these available ERP softwares, and you'll find some ERP that's within the budget of your company. So some of the most popular ERPs available is SAP, which is a powerhouse in ERP. It offers solutions for businesses of all sizes, and it's one of the biggest ERPs available in the world today. So it's one of the bigger ones. It has more facilities, it has more utilities. So if it's within your price and budget, go for it. Number 2 is available. We have Oracle NetSuite, which is known for its cloud-based versatility and robust functionality. It is it's one of the more popular ones out there. And again, if you can afford it, go for it. Then we have Microsoft Dynamics 365. It combines ERP with CRM tools and the power of Microsoft ecosystem. This is one of the most popular ones out there because Microsoft is a powerhouse in selling enterprise software to enterprises basically, and Microsoft's ecosystem is one of the biggest out there, so it has a lot of utilities that you can add onto your basic ERP software. So it has a lot of flexibility to adapt to exactly what you need for your company basically. Then we have Microsoft Dynamics 365, an open source solution for ideal for small and medium businesses. So Odoo is an open source software, which means you can find its source code anywhere. But if you're not technically savvy, you can also just buy a subscription from Odoo and use that. It's a very cheap software, but it is very, very powerful. And for small and medium-sized businesses, it is ideal based on cost and the utilities that it provides. Then we have Infor, which has tailored solutions for industries like healthcare and manufacturing. There's also Epicor, which focuses on manufacturing and distribution industries. And then we have Workday, which is a favorite for human capital and financial management. A note on Workday is that a lot of big companies like the big four audit firms are typically using Workday for hiring people in Europe and other spaces. So this is a very, very commonly used ERP for human capital and financial management. So with so many choices out there, there's definitely an ERP system for every business need and your business need in particular. So what are the things that you might want to consider when you're choosing your ERP? Because one size doesn't fit all. So picking the right ERP is like choosing a car. You wouldn't buy a sports car for a family of 6, right? Similarly, your ERP should align with your business needs. So there are 4 things that you need to consider before buying an ERP. And you need to understand these things about your business so you're able to better select an ERP for your business. First, you need to understand customization. Does the ERP allows for tweaks for industry-specific purposes? So, like I mentioned, Infor, it's used for healthcare and manufacturing industries mainly. So that's a very, very specifically specialized ERP. Similarly, I also mentioned Microsoft 365 Dynamics, right? That one is very, very versatile. Infor is very, very specialized. In that case, it might be difficult for it to make the tweaks for your business if it's not in healthcare and manufacturing. At the same time, Microsoft 365 Dynamics is so versatile. It has so many add-ons. It has so many systems from Microsoft ecosystem that it can pretty much be customized for any specific industry-specific processes, basically. So you need to decide what is your need, and based on that, you select an ERP software that is more customizable or more appropriate for your business. Number 2, we have scalability. So will the ERP systems grow as your business expands? So some of the smaller ERPs, they don't have the capacity to deal with additional changes that you might bring in, right? So when you scale out your business. Like more accounts, more space, so on and so forth, right? More cloud storage, more team members, so on and so forth. And in that case, you need to realize you need to find, in most circumstances, you need to find an ERP that grows with your business, right? It can increase its capacity as your business capacity grows. So that is one of the most essential aspects, and it always needs to be present. Scalability aspect to your ERP must always be there, so you're prepared for when your business grows. Then we have ease of use. Can your team pick it up without a tech PhD? So it needs to be very, very simple and intuitive in how it needs to be operated, right? You don't need a simple basic training to your team could help them learn on how to use the software instead of it being very, very technical where team isn't able to utilize it. And the reason for that, you need to understand, is as long as people are unable to use an ERP or it's technical, people would start to avoid using that, and that is bad for your organization's productivity, and that's bad for the fact that you're paying for something that should increase productivity, but it's not increasing productivity. Rather, if it's very, very technical, it might decrease productivity in your team. And number 4, you need to look for vendor support. Are they there for you when you hit a roadblock? So you need to find and understand whether companies who have these ERPs are providing 24/7 or at least some sort of support for if there's an error or an issue that pops up in your ERP. So that is very, very essential, because if there's no vendor support, if there's an issue in the software, you're all alone and you might have to solve that problem on your own. Some top players basically include SAP, Oracle, NetSuite, and Microsoft Dynamics. But remember, it's not about the brand, it's about the fit based on the 4 factors that we discussed above. So, what's the future of ERP? What's next for the world of ERPs, right? So, as we march into the era of AI and IoT, ERPs are evolving to be more predictive, proactive, and user-friendly. Picture this: AI-driven insights. Your ERP tells you what's likely to happen before it does. It uses data from people are searching in social media and elsewhere and telling you, hey, there's a trend out there. You're a fashion company, right? So there's a trend out there that's trending on social media about this design, and would potentially trend for how much time. Then you can focus on, based on that timeline, to introduce a product that fits that trend, basically. Similarly, yes, you have IoT integration, which tracks inventory with smart sensors in real time. So picture this, right? The issue with logistics always is you need to bring things in before they finish, so your manufacturing process doesn't stop and you don't lose money. Similarly, you don't need to keep inventory that sits there. You need to keep inventory moving, because the longer it sits in your warehouse, the more longer cost that you have. So what IoT integration could do is it could just bring in just-in-time supply chain logistics, right? So as soon as your inventory ends, new inventory is there, right? But as long as that inventory is there, no new inventory comes in, and IoT sensors can help you achieve that in your business processes, helping very good efficiencies, basically. Then you have voice commands. You can manage your business with a simple, hey ERP, what's my sales forecast? So you can introduction of voice commands in ERPs could help people just talk to your ERP while they're doing their work, right? Even making it even more efficient to work with ERPs in the future. So the possibilities are endless, and the future looks bright for ERPs, and it looks that they're going to be a very consistent theme in businesses worldwide in the future. So let's wrap up, right? Basically, ERP is a silent superhero. It isn't flashy, it doesn't trend on social media or dominate the water cooler talk, basically. But behind the scenes, it's revolutionizing the way your businesses operate, grow, and compete. People don't realize it, employees don't realize it, how they are making sure that their work becomes very, very effective, and they're achieving much more than they otherwise can achieve. So whether you're a budding entrepreneur or a seasoned executive, it's time to give ERPs the attention it deserves. Because in the game of business, the right tools can turn you into a global titan. So before we wrap up, comment in the comment section below. Please let us know if you have ever used an ERP before, and what's been your experience using ERPs. If not, let us know about that as well, right? Whether you were able to do your work efficiently without ERPs, and then try an ERP out from the list that we discussed above, and let us know if that helped improving your work efficiency. So with that, please like and subscribe, and and thank you, and may your business always run smoothly.